Tentacles, a play in one act by Harry Nicholson and John Culkin. Cast: ship's charge hand painter Billy, aged 45. Ship's painter Harry, aged 25. Ship's painter George, aged 25. A docker. It is 10 a.m. on a freezing January morning in 1965. In a crowded canteen in the avenue between the Huskisson and Sandown docks, dock workers are eating their breakfasts. There is constant noise from the rattling of dishes being washed by canteen staff and the loud conversations of customers. Ship's painters Billy and his subordinate Harry have spent the last 2 hours painting on the bitterly cold open deck of a ship. They have just sat down at a table. They wrap ice-cold fingers around their mugs of hot tea.
I'll tell you what, Billy, I'm bloody freezing. I can't feel my feet. They're like 2 blocks of ice. This must be the worst winter ever.
You think so, Harry? But let me tell you something, lad. The winter of 1947 was so damn cold, all the water in the docks froze over. And I'll tell you something else, you big Jesse. We just got on with the job, because if you complained then, you got your bloody cards. There's always someone else to take your place back then, lad. Now drink your tea before it gets cold.
Hey up, Billy. George has just come in.
George joins his workmates at the table.
Hey, George. I've just been telling our rustiest boss here that it's so bloody cold my feet are like 2 blocks of ice. But friggin' Superman here said it was colder back in the 40s.
Hi Billy, hi Rach. It's bloody freezing out there, you know, Billy. But I'll tell you what though, Harry, I've got more to worry about than cold feet. I can't feel my balls anymore. I think they've frozen off. I went for a leak before and only ice cubes came out.
George has a quick look around the canteen.
Who are you looking for, George, lad?
I'm looking for the welder. I've just passed the brass monkey and it's in need of repairs.
Did either of you two know that Hitler only had one?
Hitler? That bastard tried to kill me on the day I was born. Actually, it was on the 17th of August 1940. The first day of the Liverpool Blitz, I think. My ma was giving birth to me at home. I was halfway out when a bomb exploded close to our house. She swore till the day she died that I tried to climb back in.
And from what I've heard, mate, you've been trying to get back into one of them ever since, haven't you, Georgie boy?
Honest, lads, he did have only the one, you know.
What the hell are you on about, Billy? One what?
What's it? You know, one tentacle.
You daft bugger. It's testicle, not tentacle.
That's what I said, one testicle. Didn't I, Harry?
No, Billy, your balls are up, mate. You definitely said one tentacle.
Octopuses have 8 of them, you know.
What? 8 testicles?
No, 8 bloody tentacles, soft ass, not bleeding testicles. Those long things that you see them grabbing deep sea divers with in films.
According to that song, Colonel Bowie, I think, there's other ones on someone's backyard wall.
How do you reckon it ended up there then, mate?
Well, it was in the First World War, wasn't he? So suppose it was shot off and some Tommy found it and posted it back home.
You mean as a souvenir, eh, George? But hang on, he wasn't famous then, or was he?
Well, maybe he was born with just the one then, Harry.
Did you know he was a painter?
You mean like that French painter who chopped off his own bloody ear? Van Gogh, I think his name was.
He was Dutch.
He was Austrian.
No chance. He was either French, Dutch or Belgian.
For God's sake, I don't mean Van bloody Gogh. I'm talking about friggin' Hitler.
I thought he was a German.
No, trust me, he was an Austrian. And he lived in Liverpool for a while.
Who did Van Gogh?
Oh, give me strength. Hitler! He lived with his brother Alois and his wife Bridget and the kids in Upper Stanhope Street. And he wasn't an artist, he was a house painter.
Upper Stanhope Street? That's up by the Anglican Cathedral, isn't it?
Was Bridget a little woman? I'm sure I've heard a song about her.
When was this, Billy? And what the hell was Hitler doing in Liverpool?
Well, if you two bloody comedians would just shut up for a minute, I'll tell you. It was 1912 and Hitler was on the run. dodging conscription into the Austrian army. He was born in Braunau, Austria. His real name was Schickelgruber, and before you ask, no, I don't know why he changed it.
It might have been because Heil Hitler was easier to say than Heil Schickelgruber.
Oh. I think he was on his way to America for Southampton. There was a Mr. Hitler booked on the Titanic, but he cancelled at the last minute.
You don't have to talk a load of bollocks, Billy.
Hang on, Billy lad. Why would he travel all the way to Southampton when there were weekly sailors to America from Liverpool?
You said he was a house painter. Was he working for the Corby then?
I don't bloody know, do I?
Hang on a sec, I've just had a thought.
Oh, that's a first.
He hated the Jews, didn't he? Well, he might have worked for Solly Jacobs Painters and Decorators. I worked for them once. No bloody tea breaks, and he worked the balls off you.
There you go then, Billy lad. Maybe that's where he lost his tentacle. Sorry, Billy. I meant testicle, honest. But anyway, were Jacobs the painters and decorators around in 1912?
Yeah, they've been around for centuries. Solly said that back in his homeland, the family's first contract was painting the Ark.
I wonder if Hitler ever worked down here on the docks.
He might have done, you know, H. He could have been gathering secret information for the First World War.
Yeah, he could have easily been a spy. You know, one of them secret agent fellas.
Do you know, you two, you've got the cheek to say I talk a load of bollocks. The pair of you are like two old women nattering across a backyard fence and talking a load of nonsense.
Tell me something, Billy. Did Hitler put us about a bit when he was in Liverpool? I'm just wondering if he ever went to the Grafton.
Was the Grafton going back in 1912?
I'm not sure, H, but there must have been a dance hall somewhere, full up with lonely women seeking a loving and meaningful relationship.
Yeah, and a few randy ones looking for a quick yag.
Billy sits dejectedly on his chair, scowling. He's given up conversing. Harry and George have sidetracked his story. Taking the morning newspaper from his back pocket, Billy begins to read.
Well, Hitler couldn't put anyone up the duff, H, with him only having the one ball. He wouldn't have needed a Durex, would he?
Oh, I don't know about that, George. My granddad had one of his shots off in the First World War, and him and me nan had 6 kids.
But where they is, H, only your nan'd know that.
Hey, George, lad, don't you go slagging my nan off. She was a good Catholic, you know. She went to confession 3 times a week.
Yeah, but if she was such a good Catholic, why did she need to go to confession so bloody often then?
I bet your nan was with her then, eh, George?
I wonder if Hitler left any little sprods behind when he was in Liverpool.
God knows, but it's possible, George. You take a good look at Billy here. With a little black muzzy and his hair combed over on the other side, he could be Hitler's grandson.
George and Harry stand up. Laughing at Billy, they give him the Nazi salute.
Sing on, Billy!
Very bloody funny, ha ha. You two should be on the stage, the landing stage.
Oh, all right, Billy, I'm sorry about that, mate. Anyway, carry on with your story.
You can both piss off, I'm finished, Billy. I'm saying no more.
Come on, you miserable old sod, finish your story. We don't when you're sulking all sodden day.
Well, okay, but no more taking the piss. Anyway, as I was saying, back in January 1942, the Liverpool Blitz came to an end, much to the relief of everyone in Liverpool. Do
That's the wrong way round, that, yeah.
Do either of you know why the Jerrys stopped bombing us?
No, Billy lad, but go on, tell us.
I reckon they ran out of bombs. They dropped a hell of a lot on us, you know. Anyway, Billy, tell me something. How the bloody hell do you know so much about Hitler and what he was doing in Liverpool?
Because I've read a lot of books about it, so shut your gobs and you might learn something. Churchill wondered why the Blitz had stopped, because the Germans hadn't achieved their aim of putting our docks out of action.
Then they came bloody close, Billy lad. Just look what's left of the Huskerson No. 2 dock after that munition ship. The Air Malacan got blew to bits.
Shut up, you yammering on, will you, George? It's a little known fact that at the start of the Liverpool Blitz, Hitler gave strict instructions that a certain part of Liverpool wasn't to be bombed.
I suppose it was because he didn't want some fancy house which he'd painted to be blown up. So like I said, Billy, you don't have to talk some crap, mate.
No, smart ass, that wasn't the reason. Do either of you know the whereabouts of the last whereabouts the last German bomb fell on Liverpool?
My dad reckoned it fell on the chippy at the corner of our street.
It fell on number 102 Stanhope Street, and that was the very house that Hitler had lived in. And did the news he had probably killed his brother and his brother's family cause Hitler to call off the Liverpool Blitz?
A docker sitting at the next table, who had been listening in to Billy's tale, interrupts him.
It's a good story, mate, but not quite true. It was Hitler's half-brother, Alois, not his full brother, who lived at that house in Stanhope Street. They lived there until 1920, and then Alois returned to Germany, where he started his successful business. He had by then abandoned Bridget and the kids. The powers that be think that she and the kids had emigrated to America.
Who the bloody hell asked you to stick your nose in, smart arse? And how do you know the story, mate? I think that you're a bit of a know-it-all, and maybe you've made it all up, eh?
Listen, mate, I think I've read more informative books than you about Hitler and the whereabouts in Liverpool that he lived.
Oh, come on, you two. Let's get back to bloody work.
The docker grins at Billy and leaves. Harry and George stand up and give Billy another Sieg Heil salute. The three painters head towards the canteen's door. Harry and George begin to sing.
Hitler has only got one ball, the other is on the backyard wall. And Hitler is very similar, but poor old Goebbels has no balls, that's all. Da, 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 da.
Very good, very good.
Now, I have not altered any of it, but there are some typos in there, you know.
Last time, yeah.
Yeah, but I have altered them on the...